Welcome back to Wallet Monkey, where we give you all the credit intel you need to build relationships with the banks and build your credit profile. Today, we're going to be talking about American Express, and I'm going to be covering the whole dilemma and topic that's covered quite often, which is CLIs, or credit limit increases, and some of my own personal experiences and customer client experiences that we've noticed with how American Express behaves. Now, a lot of this pre-COVID and post-COVID, once all that goes away, this might not be relevant, okay? But right now, in the trenches, this is some of the things that we're seeing. Credit standards itself, across the boards, are looser now than since 1991. We'll show that on the screen right now. The most recent data is showing that the bank standards for new credit, which should cover credit limit increases, mortgages, loans, is the lowest that it's been in a very long time. And so that should mean, hey, floodgates are wide open, right? Everyone's gonna go get huge loans with crappy credit, good credit, great credit, doesn't matter. Everyone's getting huge loans and everything's good, right? Well, not necessarily. So let's talk specifically about Amex. First off, on one of my cards, I've had the hardest time getting even a basic credit limit increase, okay? It's a $1,000 card, it's a Delta card, and had nothing but trouble trying to get increases. Then there's other cards, coincidentally business cards, that I couldn't, I had to tell them to stop giving me credit limit increases, because especially in the first 90 days, they had already given me 2 credit limit increases, and in the first 6 months, I think I got 3 credit limit increases. Okay, so this was a business card. It was a everyday blue card every day, or I'll show it on the screen. That card specifically was having no issues with getting credit limit increases. Now, keep in mind that usually how credit card will operate in terms of its whether it's going to give you an increase or not is with bank cards, they tend to pull FICO and they'll do a soft pull. With American Express, they've got a lot of other tools in their ecosystem that allow them to get good credit card info, but you got to keep in mind is that sometimes with American Express, they're using an old credit score. Like recently, I was declined again, and I noticed on the report that they were pulling is it was an old report from June, and I was trying to get a credit limit increase in July. So they were pulling a older report from a month ago. Then when I did reconsideration, then they were able to pull a fresh report. Okay, so sometimes you have to do that, and it completely will change your outcome, because that score, there was a difference of 60 points on that score. So it's like, yeah, of course, it's going to go from a no to a yes. Keep that in mind, that sometimes they're pulling an old score because they've got their own free FICO score that they'll give you. They're one of the few that is under the FICO free program or open FICO score program, where they're giving you a free FICO score. So you can get that through American Express too, once you've got either a savings account or you get a credit card through them. I'm not sure if you can get it with no credit card. I'm not sure if it's just free. I know the one through Capital One is, but I'm not sure with American Express. So, okay, right off the bat, I've already given you examples of really easy credit card limit increases and harder, more difficult credit limit increases. Keep in mind that on the personal card, I was running the balance much higher than I should have. Okay, I was well over 50% a lot of the time. The business card was down around 10, 20%. So we start to see some similarities here. One thing across the board that banks care about is they want to see that you're making consistent payments, and sometimes they even want to see that you go and spend a lot and then pay a lot. And Capital One is really, really guilty of this. They want to see you like basically maxing the thing out and then paying it off. And they want to see this over time, not every single month, but then let's come back down and let's use a balance and then pay the balance, and keep it really, really low. So banks across the boards tend to look for this usage and ability to pay it off. So here is the kicker. American Express has a 61/6 rule, which basically means that after 61 days on a brand new account or 6 months after your last credit limit increase, you can get another credit limit increase. This across the boards has been pretty true. There's a huge FICO thread about this, and I update on it regularly. I've seen some anomalies, which we always see happening with credit profiles, because every credit profile is different. But for the most part, I would say down the middle, assumption 99% of the time, this applies. And so what it means is that after 61 days is that you are usually able to get a 3x credit limit increase. That's what they suggest to start with in these threads and in the forums, and through personal experience, I can attest to this, because worst case, they're going to come back and say, hey, how about this much? If you miss the 61 days, or if you get denied at the 61 day point, then you need to wait 6 months. Wait 6 months after your last credit limit increase or after getting denied, and you can try again. There's some people who will try 90 days from the brand new account. So treating that denial like it didn't happen and then just waiting 90 days after getting the new account and trying to get a credit limit increase. That can work. It just depends on why you were denied. So if it was denied because it was a address mismatch, then that's going to be very different than if it was denied because they don't like your credit score is too low or your utilization is too high. So if you've got low amounts of inquiries, utilization is low, and you still got denied, then you might want to try and push and try again in 90 days. If they're using an old report, which they'll tell you, they'll give you the denial right then and there. If the date on the credit report is like from a month ago or two, like I was just talking about, like what happened with me, then absolutely call the reconsideration line and talk to somebody. I think a lot of times people get shy and they think that they're like doing something wrong or sneaky. You're not. You want credit. They want to give credit. We're just matching A to B here. That's it. Also, too, I note here that they might ask for a 4506T, which is essentially American Express is requesting your tax returns, and a 4506 is you allowing them to request that information from the IRS and get it. That's pretty much it from the credit limit increase standpoint. And trust me, that is the best summary of, 50 to 100 pages across 3 to 4 forums that have happened over the last 10 years since American Express was doing this, okay? So that is down the middle what you can expect from a credit limit increase. Now, let's talk about a couple other little sneaky tricks here, because there is a way for you to tell if not only can you request a credit limit increase or temporary credit limit increase on an existing account, but you can get some good intel on if they're ready to give you another card, if they're ready to give you another account. Here's how you do that. We're gonna log into our American Express account. We're gonna go to menu. There's gonna be this big drop down on the top left, and under card options, you're gonna see check for pre-qualified cards. It might say something slightly different, and that page it's gonna refresh and take you to a new page. At the top, you'll see upgrades that you can do for your card. For example, on my Delta card, it'll show that I can upgrade to Platinum almost all the time. And that card has a annual fee, which I think it's like $5.95 for the annual fee. And obviously nobody's really flying right now. I'm not, so why would I get that? So it doesn't make sense for me to upgrade at the moment. And then under that, it'll say, hey, add an authorized user. And under that, it'll have all these fresh credit card offers. Now, it's fairly safe to assume that the first ones that they're showing you are the ones that you would have the highest likelihood of getting. I don't know if that's true, if this is algorithmically driven, or if it's just, hey, this is the order that they show the cards. I'm not sure. But click on any of those new cards that you might want. I believe it's a blue button to apply now. And at the top, you'll see one of two things. You'll see a message that says you're pre-approved, and it might even have the APR. That means yes, you're pre-approved. You can get that new card. You can probably get a credit limit increase on your existing card. Okay, it lets you know. So if you haven't been following along with your 61 days or 90 days or whatever, you lost track of all that stuff, then this is another way for you to check to technically see if you're ready for a credit limit increase. And then the other message you'll get, which I'm very used to seeing, is applying to expand your membership is easy with us. And that means AKA wait, calm down, chill out, because a few things are happening. One, they either just gave you a credit limit increase, you might have just gotten a brand new card, you might have just gotten another card through them, or you're just not using the card in a way they want to see. A lot of times American Express will reach out to you and let you know of a credit limit increase or that they want to give you one. So they'll just call you out of the blue. This is what they were doing in 2019, 2020, before COVID, of course. I don't know if that still applies now. I'm not getting those phone calls. And so they'll let you know a lot of times that yeah, you're essentially ready for a credit limit increase if you haven't been keeping track. But this would be another way for you to kind of double check that, because if they're ready to give you another card, yes, it's safe to assume that they're also ready to bump up your credit limit on your existing card. Now the next thing and the last thing I want to kind of end with here is that it is easier to get a co-branded card, like when you have lower credit score. I think I originally got into the co-branded cards when I was at like a 650, I want to say, which is pretty low to me, maybe 665. I was on that edge of good credit, right? I've shared with you the trick to do to check confluence across all the pre-qualification engines on, the wallet hubs, Credit Karmas, etc. But the co-branded card is the easiest one to get into for any big bank. Okay, Citi, same thing applies for Citi to get into the Costco Citi card before you get into one of the primary Costco cards. Same thing applies with American Airline cards, etc. It is best if you do want to get into the American Express ecosystem. Actually, the simplest way to do it would be to just get a savings account. They offer an online savings account. They're getting into online checking accounts soon. They're getting into all kinds of new products and programs. And so get into that ecosystem, it'd be the simplest way is to do that. Don't try and just get a credit card with them first. If you really want to get in with American Express, open a savings account and put more money in there than you probably would like to, and consistently use it and show them that you're ready to have a, to take it serious and have an account with them. At the bottom, I just share on this page a bunch of details and data points from cards that I've personally gotten, cards that I know people have gotten, etc. I don't have phone numbers on there. I do believe we have that somewhere else on the website, but we should have reconsideration numbers for even American Express. You could just call the back of your card if you're already an account holder, or even the phone number on their website. They are extremely, first off, they don't use like 15,000 different rerouting systems and you're in India or a different country first and then you're getting rerouted. Most of the time you're going directly to a representative in the United States, and that's really, really good, and you're able to get to where you need to go really, really quick. So I would suggest a lot of times just call in on the primary number, and yeah, you could do that to get additional information or reconsideration. But I'll make sure that this article is updated as well. If we do have reconsideration numbers, they'll be added to this. But that's all I got for you today. If you enjoy this, I know it's a bit long, but comment below with your experience too. I'd love for you to help out other community members with your experiences with this. Or if you're brand new and this has helped you in some sort of way, comment below, let us know. Subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of thing. We talk about credit, pretty much exclusively credit, and personal finance. Hit the bell notification so that you won't miss out on any future updates. Be on the lookout, more videos coming soon.